Man, that shit was bugging. But I fixed it though. But I fixed it. Golly. Alright, first of all, let me delete the previous live streams so that way other people don't have to Tea water was popping. Alright, I hear myself. I don't need to hear myself more. But yeah, man, this shit was bugging. So yeah, let me delete this old live stream. Here you go. Delete from YouTube. I think I have do not disturb on. So I should be locked and ready. And yeah. For those who's watching the VOD, what's going on, what's popping, my name is Cole Royal. I'm going to be live reacting to the top 10 non-Zenkai, non-LF units of 2021 by Five Night Gaming. So shout out to Five Night Gaming for that. And yeah, and for those who is in this live stream, welcome to my channel. Hello, how y'all doing? And yeah, T-Water, the Fate series is amazing. Man, I did you start with Unlimited Blade Works or did you start with Zero? You gotta start with Zero first. For the anime. Visual novels, I don't know. I think I've seen like one of the visual novels. Ginjo, I like Ginjo. Alright, cool. Anyway, no more wasting time. Grab your popcorn. Grab your water. Stay hydrated. Grab some snacks or whatever. This is going to be a 45-minute video. Golly. I feel like my second channel. Alright, let's get it.
Hey guys, Goresh and Iron Cane here on 5
Hey Goresh, hey Iron
Today
Cane.
we are going to be looking at
I won't do too much pausing because it is a 45-minute
so today we're
video.
Looking at the top 10 best Spartans.
For those who's watching the VOD, original link to the video will be in the description.
And are not Zenkai Awakenable characters. So this comes down to pretty much, you know, normal units, sparking units released on step-ups, normal sparking units released on all.
I messed with the full bring arc.
Kind of thing. So I know you guys really were asking for.
People complain to complain.
Top 10 rankings. So
that's all.
Tried hard to get him back here, but
I think the full bring arc was fine in my opinion.
Welcome back to another tier list. How you feeling?
I feel really good, man. I know that you've always progressed making tier list videos, so since mine was so well received last year, I feel like I was the perfect person to help you out today. But hopefully, you know, we could make a good video here today.
Yeah, for sure. So before we jump into the list, the way that we structured this and the way that we're going to be going about doing the actual rankings here is I've created my top.
Nah, I keep the chat entertained. I keep you entertained, T-Water. You know what I'm saying?
So we're going to be going through both of our.
I won't be just quiet because that's not a reaction.
Video. We're going to be taking the average of each ranking for each character, and we're going
to. Hold on, pause right there. I feel like in the LF tier list they should have done like an overall tier list as well, like Goresh and Iron is doing. So shout out to Goresh and Iron for doing that. And yeah, that's my opinion though. Maybe for next time, right? I don't know. Especially for 5-9 because 5-9 is a big community. So maybe they should do like, I don't know, maybe their Twitter, their Discord. They should, or even like yeah, I would say Twitter and Discord, right? Like, or they could do like they've been doing like with the surveys is for this year, for 2022, whichever like LF or Ultra unit that we're getting or whatever, they should do also like a community tier list, right? See that what the community thinks on like the top 10 Sparkings or the top 10 LFs or whatever for the year. I mean, obviously you might get some trolls here and there, but I mean, that's when you have a big community like 5ix9ine and you have big creators like Goresh, The Truth, and stuff like that. You're bound to get trolls regardless. I mean, that's people hate on your success anyway. So
list between both of us, and that's sort of like the main rankings we're going to be using at the end of the video. So I think what we'll do is we'll start with each of our honorable mentions. We're not going to spend too much time on that just because we want to get into the actual list, but I guess I'll start with my 3 honorable mentions. I have 3, you have 3. So my 3 honorable mentions.
For those who's watching the VOD, what's your top 10?
Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku. That's my first honorable mention. The second one's going to be the transforming purple Demon King Piccolo, who transforms from the older version to the younger version. And then my final honorable mention is going to be the purple Hit, who came out alongside.
So you're
5,609.
5,609.
Look at those 3.
Play 3 more matches, T-Water. If you win 3 more matches, then stop.
Is that they have very
it's just that you know the double RP and all that BS crap. Or no, do your match tomorrow. Get that one match that you get for your first win bonus, and that's it. You're good. That'll be enough for top 10.
Like the meta characters like Goku and Vegeta, you have Ultra Gogeta, you have sort of Trunks. So it's really important to not die in like 2 cards. And especially when you take a look at somebody like Blue Super Saiyan 3 GT Goku, I actually feel like a lot of people might be a little bit surprised that he's not even going to make the top 10. But for him specifically, I mean,
I'll pause right here. So the problem with GT Goku is like, yes, he has level 2 card draw speed, but it's the combo compensation, right? And there. Obviously, you could get a rush, like, literally in 10 counts because of this GT Goku. But at the same time, it could also backfire with you drawing so many cards and you're not getting the Dragon Ball. So it could be unlucky sometimes. Z ability is pretty good. And also, like, he's squishy. He's pretty squishy as well. DKP, once he transforms, his transforming stats is crazy. Excuse me. Card draw speed, obviously, stuff like that. But for region, you have yeah, that's another thing. He does no damage because of combo compensation, and he doesn't have that much damage to uniques for GT for that GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Yep, exactly, TLR. And for DKP, the problem is he has good stats after he transforms, but the thing is like the fact that it takes so long for him to transform, like. Not only that you have to have 5 Dragon Balls, but also like you have to switch him out and then switch him back in, and then you get to transform. Or you have to wait a certain timer count in order for him to transform. So, and plus, it's like early on he has no defense. He does decent damage, but as well as in region, right? You're gonna run the perfect cell if you have him at higher star. Obviously, star matters, but when you compare him at 14 stars, LSL is just way superior. And hit, all damage, no defense. Literally it.
He has like
but
very low
hit is
defense.
like one of my favorite units to come out in 2021. Even though we get like 1 hit per year or something like that.
A lot of these units have in the meta. And so for him to combo for a long period of time, it's difficult because he's just going to get interrupted by Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta's cover change.
Purple hit plat 1.
Cover change. Vegeta have a cover change.
I wish.
Vegeta has a cover change. Like all
Rival Universe buffs won. How about that?
It's hard to really.
Where's my Rival Universe buffs? Golly.
That's sort of how we're looking at this. Oh yeah, and then the last thing to mention as well is that
hey, where's my red
look at
Gaki?
all these units as they perform in the current meta, not when they initially came out. So for example, the transforming Demon King Piccolo, the purple one, he's actually fairly old at this point. And if you take a look and consider...
Hold on, let me grab my snacks real quick. I'm going to be back. I know Goresh is going to be talking a little bit about these 3 honorable mentions.
I
can grab my snacks
but nowadays, I mean, he's been power crept and definitely not comparable to when he first came out. So that's really the measuring stick we're using for these characters. But yeah, those are my 3 honorable mentions. What about yours?
For me, I have Blue Nappa. I'm kind of basing that off of your showcase video, and also occasionally, like every 50 matches,
Nappa!
I actually run into a few Nappas out there, and he isn't. He does stand out. Like he does have impressive.
Oh, mention Nappa.
But
What?
he just isn't outstanding enough, I would say, to
Nappa!
put him in the top 10. But he definitely surprised me for sure. And then I also have Blue TOP 18. She obviously came with the.
I finally got green
17,
SSB.
17 is definitely arguably better, but we'll talk about him
2
later.
stars.
18, I feel like I
Hey,
cut her out when I was still
you got
brave enough to run Android
you
in this
got
meta.
green
She
SSB.
surprised me.
Yes,
that she had
sir.
endurance on her blue card, which is
Zenkai
impressive,
Wayne.
and her green card is cool because she can get a full hand. I don't believe she recovers key on that, so that kind of limits her there.
Nah, but Nappa,
She's
he's amazing. It's just that he's just limited in teams.
Utility, but I just feel like it's not
Saiyans, I mean, there's
really
other better blues out
in this
there,
current meta.
but
And,
Frieza
my
Force,
other
he's
honorable
freaking
mention
god
is
in there,
Piccolo.
dude.
Red Piccolo is a good unit. I think he's good for regen, but just reds are kind of rare to see right now in this meta. You don't really see too many reds, and also regen is also fairly rare to see in this
Nappa is
meta, so
easily
keep
top
that
10 though,
in mind.
in my opinion.
It's not that he's a bad unit, it's just that he just doesn't fit in this meta, I guess, where at a time where like yellows, purples, and just those mono teams and blue.
So, Nappa, in my opinion, is top 10. But shout out to Iron King. This is, you guys got to remember, this is his list. I'm just giving my opinion on it based on the units. And in his list, an honorable mention, if he has these three, Nappa, Blue 18, and Red Piccolo, you just got to respect his opinion regardless. And he's making good points regardless. Red Piccolo right now, because of the meta, because you see all these crazy blues, he's not in a good spot. But when we're going to get to in a point of a meta where we're not going to, where all these blue units, because I'm knowing how Legend works. Legend likes to release all these broken units right towards the end, and then towards the beginning and middle of the years, they like to release counters to them. Like last year, it was Gohan, and then you saw like you see these bunch of blues and stuff like that. Then Revive Han came out, right? And then you see a lot of counters to purple. You saw Evolution, Blue Vegeta, and stuff like that. So it's like they like to release a lot of counters, and then also with the revival mechanic, they bring out units that are counter revival, right? Not fully counter, but you know that disrupts revival. So it's gonna happen this year as well. Like that's how Legend works. Legends likes to release broken units, and then later down the line, they release counters for those units. Now, sometimes is it too late? Yeah, sort of, kind of, depending on your retrospect on the term too late. But at the same time, they will release the counters. So maybe in the future, even though in my opinion, that Red Piccolo, I think for region themselves, they are the best. He is the best red, but at the same time, it's like, hey, he's not in a good spot. Reds, the only few reds that's good in this meta is 8 Vegeta, Omega Shenron, and Murzamasu, and then FSK sometimes. If obviously you don't get your last man stand ups freaking nullified by Ultra Gogeta, but yeah,
Is running around rampant right now.
All right, so those are our honorable mentions. I guess we'll go ahead and jump into our lists. So what we're going to do here is we'll both say our number 10 picks, and then we'll talk about why we chose those units. So for me, my number 10 pick is going to be the cooler movie Piccolo that you just put in your honorable mentions list.
Yeah.
And who's your number 10 pick?
I put DKP. I definitely see the argument for putting him in honorable mentions. I mean, he's in number 10, right? So I feel comfortable putting him.
Yeah, so at number 10, like you see these two, right? If you look at the honorable mention, think of it as them having 11 to 13 spots in a way, right? So technically for Iron King, what was it? It was the Red Piccolo, Nappa, and Blue 18. So that's just 13 through 11, right? So just look at it at that. Like I'm assuming like number 9 through number 13, like you could change them depending on how you feel. So
Number 10, but he was very good when he originally came out, of course, like you mentioned. And I feel like he does
FSK is
have a
garbage.
spot on regen if you're going to use regen.
I love
Of
it.
course, you know,
I love
he's a
the
monster
Gohan
regen guy,
slanders.
So you probably most likely would use him. But
This meta is nice,
the
friend.
transforming ability that he has, where he gets like a full hand, covers key. if he gets going, he can really pop off.
Look at the two pickles. Hell yeah.
Power craft, so he isn't as used as he once was, but I still feel like since he was a pretty good unit, I feel like I had to put him on the list at some point. But you know, I understand you putting him on honorable mentions for sure.
Yeah, for Demon King Piccolo specifically, I don't like if you put him in your list. Obviously, it's like there's an argument for that. His main ability is still one of the better main abilities in the entire game. Gets 100 ki.
Like I said, from 9 to 13, you could literally interchange the characters depending on how you feel. It's all about you playing the unit and your experience of the unit and how the meta is currently right now, and how was the meta during their release date. So
Literally 100 ki back. So even if you have 0 ki, like if the enemy switches into like Angel Vegeta or something, and reduces
Hirori Itai fire. Hell, yo, Hirori.
Draw 400 cards.
Yo,
he has card draw speed.
Hiyori
buff
Itai,
switches,
that ending is
like, he's
crazy.
doing a lot. Just a character that's able to control offensively a lot of the flow of battle a lot of times.
That ending is
So
crazy.
the argument for him. And then for me, the reason why I put the cooler movie Red Piccolo at number 10, again, I feel like a lot of the points that you made were pretty valid, right? I mean, for a red unit these days to be used, considering how many blue units are running around, like they need to be really, really good.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think the fact that there's mainly one reason why I think Piccolo is deserving of this spot, and that's just because the fact that he number one, he draws a strike card, I believe, when he switches in.
Yeah, she does.
And on top of that, he also has card draw speed. So this is a unit that you're able to sort of use as like a switch in, combo, switch out style kind of unit.
And another thing too is that Red Piccolo, right? Some boss quiet comfort, bro. They changed so damn quick. That's facts, yeah. That's you ain't lying. But his ultimate, right? Like, isn't it a guaranteed ult pretty much? Like when you activate it, doesn't he like put like the no switching or like I think he gets a guaranteed like ult. Like you could guarantee hit somebody with his ult.
Because he's able to come in, draw a card.
Hold on, let me fact check. I like to fact check. I don't like saying stuff without actually fact checking.
Pretty much into another character.
So let me fact check.
Almost all the time.
Let me go to Legend
so
Space.
This is a unit that I don't really think is going to be getting hit that often, but then yeah, when he does get hit, he's going to be taking a lot of damage. And like you said, regen is not really that prominent right now in the meta. And if you're going to be running a movies team, I think there's another red movie.
These ads in Legend Space is crazy.
I would rather use than him. Yeah, Red Piccolo I think is actually pretty good. I saw what people say.
Oh no, my bad. He doesn't get blast armor his ult, but he steals blast arts for 5 timer counts. So that's what it is. Okay.
That's my number 10.
Yeah, I would hope as the meta shifts, and God, I hope it does one day, that this Red Piccolo does get more play, because he's an interesting character.
And he gains his own vanishing gauge by 100 when he pops the main. That's crazy, because you gotta understand how crazy that is because of Bluku, Zenkai Goku, I love full power Frieza. That's crazy.
Bojack, and then who was your number 9 pick?
Right. Me, I had purple Vegito.
The blue Vegito, right? The, like Super Saiyan, God Super Saiyan Vegito. Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, again, it's just very difficult to run red units in this meta, and Bojack released back during the 3rd anniversary.
Bojack is crazy. I mean, now he's not crazy, but his release, he was literally one of the best characters. He was like a top 10 character in the game easily. That Bojack on release was crazy. While this purple Vegito, right? He was. What a mid unit he was. If you really think about it, that 3rd anniversary batch of characters, like the part 1, such a disappointment, right? Because on his release though, like purple Vegito, like he was good, right? But then like as time move on, it's like his values just start decreasing to the point like right now he's just He just like
He was like a major character that
such a disappointment.
Every other match or something like that back when he first came out. And
I think Berku is like
to say like that he's aged
without
well,
actually
honestly,
thinking
really hasn't aged
probably
that
6 or
much.
5.
It's just every other unit around him has just become like that's a meta relevant unit again, like the Ultra Gogeta, like Sword of Hope Trunks, like Goku and Vegeta, like the Legends Festival trio. Doesn't really make it easy to use him in this meta right now. But honestly, if you're going to take a look at the movies team or like the powerful opponent team or something like that, and you like want to put a red on your team, he's one of the few options that I would consider as a red character for my team that I would actually feel relatively okay with including. Red isn't just such a bad spot right now, so that's really the reason why he's number 9 on my list and not higher up.
I feel like you could make the argument that he's probably one of the best red units that came out this year at all. Just
like, for sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, usually.
But I'll talk about him in a sec. But for me, the reason
why is so useless nowadays, hell yeah,
is because just kind of mono purple. If mono purple wasn't running around so rampant, I probably may not have him on this list if I had him higher or lower. I mean, but it's basically just because the mono purple is a thing. Are there better purple units to run? Absolutely.
I don't even think it's mono purple's fault. I mean, mono purple was a cause, but I think the blue purple Super Saiyans, that's what freaking dragged the Bojack down. And Sorrow Trunks.
100% of course. I think the fact that he can recover Vanish on his special move is good. His damage is...
And for Vegito, it's like his value was being lowered even before the Legends Festival, right? Well, because it all started with Revive-Han, right? And then Full Power Frieza came out. Even though Full Power Frieza on his initial release wasn't that crazy, it's just that his values started going down. The Evolution Blue Vegeta came out, and I was like, nah, f this guy. Evolution Blue Vegeta was like, nah, no, absolutely not. Then Majub, and then you got Berku and all. His Vegeta Blue's Purple Vegeta Blue values just started going down.
It's fine, but like, my mindset here is that he's going to be getting Zenkai buffs from other mono or other purple units. So like the reason why I have him on the list at this position at number 9 is because of mono purple. But if mono purple wasn't a thing, he probably would not be on the list. But yeah, that's pretty much the reason why I put him there. I just feel that, say if you got shafted on certain banners, you don't have certain characters, you could run this guy on a pretty free to play. Well, assuming you got this guy on a I guess lower scary mono purple.
Let's actually think about this, right? So Vegito Blue, right? Let's say in a free to play player aspect, right? You didn't pull Goku Vegeta, right? You're most likely gonna have the purple future Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, right? You're also most likely gonna have Murzamasu at 7 stars at least, so you probably Zenkai him already. Then they gave you Super Saiyan 3 Goku for free, and you could Zenkai him, right? Sky Vegeta you get for free by playing the story, and then you can Zenkai him. So there's other like not to say Sky Vegeta is better than a Vegito Blue, absolutely not. But it's the fact that you have so many purple Zenkai buffers like on the team that the fact that even considering this purple Vegeta Blue in your mono purple team, it's kind of like I don't know. And then you got Super Vegito for free, literally. You literally get so much Z power for the Super Vegeta that you're able to Zenkai him. So no bueno for this purple Vegito. When you look at the grand scheme of things, especially from a free-to-play player aspect.
Consider putting this guy on the list is just because of the fact that he has that support ability as well, right? He gives, I think it's 20% damage and key recovery to... I know God Key's in there, I think Fusion Warrior's in there as well, and then I assume Future is probably the last tag he gives the buffs to. So that does affect Goku and Vegeta, so he technically is giving support to Goku and Vegeta on like the mono purple team. He wanted to throw him on there, so he's not a bad option for that team at all. At least the first.
Do you think we should get an anime about a raccoon who likes a space pirate? So you talking about Rocket Raccoon? You already seen the Galaxy 8 the anime?
It's actually pretty bad.
Don't we have like like Space Dandy? Like isn't Space Dandy kind of similar to Guardian of the Galaxy?
Probably would have made him a little better, but. Definitely not like a terrible unit. I've seen people saying as well for him that he also was like one of the worst sparking.
It was a space raccoon. Guys really want like a Guardians of the Galaxy anime, bro. But like I said, I think we have like something similar.
Not the worst.
I think it's called Space Dandy.
All right, so my number 8 pick on my list is actually going to be the sparking Nappa, the blue Nappa. And then what about for you?
For me, I have God Toppo.
Okay. So for me, Nappa,
Toppo!
I think, is a character that a
Toppo!
lot of people sort of like have no
Space
idea how
Raccoon.
good he is. And the reason being is because I don't.
So far with Garesh's list, I so far agree with it. Arcane's list, like I could shift some characters around, but he also brings very good points home discussing the characters. So far both of them is doing a really good job of explanation.
You don't even care about the character at all, right? I mean, it makes sense. He released next to the Revival Gohan.
Me personally, I'll put Toppo a little bit higher,
like
just a little bit.
And Nappa is a unit that is actually doing a lot when you take a look at his full kit in its entirety. He draws a strike card. He changes his blast cards to strike card when he switches in. He is healing 3% HP whenever he draws a strike or blast card.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Card draw speed is main ability. He ignores special cover changes.
Stop playing with Nappa.
And yeah, he's doing a lot of stuff. And once you string all those things together, especially if you want to pair him up to or up with someone like Yajirobe, provides a green card to give him even more buffs, more card draw speed, more healing. Things can get pretty insane. And I've definitely had a lot of matches using this character where he's like been able to just bulldoze even green units over. So in the right scenario with a team built around him the right way, he definitely can be really, really good. He just really he's pretty dependent on you like building the team around him to be good. So that's why I didn't put him higher than number 8. But in like the wrong position, I could definitely see him being pretty underwhelming. So.
And that's the problem with Nappa is like he's like, what's the term I want to use? He's kind of like he's kind of like Giannis in a way. If for those who watch the NBA, where Giannis, Nappa is extremely good, right? Giannis is one of the best NBA players in the game right now, right? But you have to build stuff around Giannis, right? Like the team has to bring in shooters. For Nappa's case, he has to run Frieza Force, so he has to bring you have to bring support type units with him and tank units as well. Same thing with like Giannis, you gotta bring shooters around him, good defenders, and then because of that, Giannis will raise your floor. No, I'm sorry. Giannis will raise your ceiling through the roof. So I guess that's a good analogy for Nappa. Nappa is extremely good, but you need others to be good at their role, pretty much.
Yeah, one thing that struck out to me when you were talking about that is just nullifying cover change, because like every like meta character in PvP right now has some sort of cover change, so just being able to nullify that is like very beneficial. But I personally never played Nappa.
Nappa promotion got me turned. Hell yeah!
I don't.
Big boy Nappa.
For sure.
Yeah, again, I just think it's the case that people really haven't had a chance to use him or even fight against him that much yet. So.
Yeah. Then
he said Sacramento. Yo, the Kings suck. That whole organization is garbage. They need to trade De'Aaron Fox out of there, bro.
Of course, I can see the argument of placing him higher on this list. But for me, the reason why I haven't been number 8 is because I feel like whenever I fought him personally, and I have like the blue
facts exactly
against him, he was never really too outstanding. He can lock in, which is good for rush, of course. You can single on a unit there.
But you know what's the great thing about Giannis is Giannis will make the Kings into a playoff team. That's how good of a fucking player he is. Like Giannis, he's such an amazing, talented player.
I don't know. He's just never really been too crazy outstanding for me, but he's definitely a green that you can run on God Key or Rival Universe if you're brave enough to run.
Facts. The Kings are hot garbage.
Right now, but he definitely probably fits more on God Key. But yeah, for me, he's just not outstanding enough to be placed, 5 and around that area. But number 8 seems fair to me. But he's definitely a solid green, I'd say, in terms of Sparkings.
All right, so moving on to number
Marvin
7.
Bagels.
For me, I have this might be a shocker to a lot of people, but I have Yellow Angel Vegeta coming in at number 7. And how about you?
I ain't shocking.
For me, I have Bojack, the red Bojack.
Okay, cool. So you have that's like I think one of the first ones that have overlapped with me. So for my pick, 7 being Angel Vegeta, I feel like this is probably one of the most well-aged units in the game, because thinking about when he released, I believe he came out back in like February, because I believe that's when LF Kid Buu came out. So it's been almost a full year, almost the full 365-day calendar year since he released, and honestly, he's still usable completely. You can use him on Vegeta family, you can use him on the Saiyan team. I would say that most people end up using him on the Saiyan team just because that's where he fits the best, I think.
But you know what's the crazy thing about Marvin Bagley is, like, I thought he was going to be extremely good. I haven't given up on him, but at the same time, it's like, I just think he's going to be a okay role player.
Him plus.
But Vegeta, I mean, it's almost been a year. What has it been? 10 months since his release, and like Goresh said, he's pretty much he's really well. He's a well-aged unit, bro. Like this Vegeta, he's arguably one of the best supports in the game, the best support Future. So let me cut that there. But Angel Vegeta, I mean, he's been on his initial release, he's been top tier, one of the best supports in the game. And then he became the best support in the game at a time, because it was between him and Vado, because Future Han, I mean, his support capabilities, I mean, not a lot of people realized how great Future Han at the time was until like Revival Gohan came out, pretty much. But this is Angel Vegeta. I mean, he was the catalyst for Saiyans, one of the catalysts for the green yellow setup. With him, Gogeta 4 and Super Saiyan 3 Zenkai Goku. Like I said, with Saiyans on his initial release, when they Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 LF Goku, you run the Saiyan setup with the two of the Zenkai Super Saiyan 3 Gokus and this guy. So yeah, and plus whatchamacallit, he helped Vegeta family as well. Vegeta clan, my mistake, but Vegeta clan. I mean, he instantly became core on his initial release for Vegeta clan and Saiyan. So
3 Zenkai Goku.
This guy's nice.
Like how often did you run into that combo in PvP? Like every 2 matches, pretty much, when that was like the biggest combo to be wary of.
Once or twice, you know.
Yeah. So he obviously had his day to shine. I feel like the biggest issue with this character right now is just the fact that his defense has been sort of power crept again. This is the biggest issue with the game, honestly. It's not even just his fault. It's just the game, right? You take a look at a lot of these units that used to be good and used to be like usable, and the fact that I would say that when you compare the power creep in this game and you sort of separate it into 2 paths, the first one being offense, the second one being defense, the offensive side of power creep has like tripled over the course of this year. The amount of damage.
Yeah, before Goresh keeps talking about power creep, I like. If you really think about this, right? We went from FSK to Revive Han to that small brief period with the Saiyan setup with the green yellow, to Sorho Trunks / Goku Vegeta, to Ultra Gogeta. That's such a crazy upward spiral of power creep that is insane to even think about, right? Nobody would have thought that they was going to release characters who are better than FSK Gohan. And then we got like 7 of them that are just better than FSK. Well, right now we got like a ton of characters who are better than FSK currently right now, but like in terms of like the character on their initial release, like not really initial release, but like Super Saiyan 3, like he's just overall better as time goes on. Revive Hunt instantly, like he in my opinion became better than FSK. Then you got when the Platinum Equipment Gogeta 4, then you got it's just crazy to think about.
These units are doing has just exponentially gone up, and I would actually argue that for the defensive end of power creep,
Bojack sounds horrible power creep.
Units that are released later in the year as compared to earlier in the year, there really isn't that big of a gap between how defensive these units have been created and designed, and because of that, Vegeta's main sort of like attraction and the reason why he was so good is because of his ability to come in, eat damage, lower ki, disrupt the enemy. And he's just not able to do that as well anymore, especially with Goku and Vegeta coming out. The Vegeta side of Goku and Vegeta literally one-shots this Vegeta.
Yeah, he
And
does.
To me, that's the main reason why I have him at number 7 and not higher than that.
Yeah, that's completely fair. No, if Vegeta hits this Vegeta with a blue card, like you said, it'll one shot or get very, very, very close to one shotting him.
Nah, that shit was one shot.
People that are running this character need to be very careful and mindful of that.
Yeah, and it's not only that like Goku and Vegeta unit either. Like Ultra Gogeta comes in, blue cards this Vegeta, or even just like hits him with 2 strike cards, he's toast. Like he's dead.
Yep.
And also the fact that one of the biggest things this Vegeta did was reducing sub count on allies whenever he was hit. And he used to be, you know, a unit you could just throw in there. He takes 3 hits, he switches out, he heals up, and everything's fine. Where now he takes 3 hits and he's dead. So it's much harder to make use of that sub count reduction ability I've found right now. So.
Dude gets destroyed by Super Vegito.
Bojack.
And
I feel like
he gets type advantage against Super Vegito.
One of the best red units
But Super Vegito just kills him in one combo. That's crazy.
Transforming, or I forget what it's called, but basically it's the first time that's something that's been introduced to the game, which is pretty neat.
Awakened Arts card.
Yeah, the Awakened Arts card. It shreds, man. It shreds. Like that hits a yellow unit. Most times it'll get them to 1, and he gets a power upgrade when he transforms, of course, as most characters do. And I just think that the fact that card has the ability, or when he pops his main, the fact that it removes Vanish, you could just rush off of it if you'd like, or you could pop the card if people have expended their switches and just use it and like do a crap ton of damage. I think the Bojack aged fairly well, but it's just like as we've been talking about, it's just that red characters unfortunately don't get as much play just because mono purple and mono blue.
Yeah, those.
Ultra Gogeta.
That Super Saiyan team and Ultra Gogeta himself was just
this guy in PvP.
too oppressive.
So on the receiving end of him, I guess. But yeah, I don't. Aggress, do you have anything to say?
You should buy me multis.
Fighting Ultra Gogeta, do you think he would? Do you think he would fare well in that case?
Maybe when I'm monetized.
Nah, not really. I mean, okay, here's the biggest, because I already talked about Bojack a lot, but
The day when I become monetized, I'm gonna do a giveaway.
Bojack used to be a character where you could sort of just throw him in on a cover change, and he'll be able to tank well. And that was like something he had going for him back when he released during the 3rd anniversary. And now,
Oh, trust me, I got shafted again. Same here in the Goku Vegeta bear. I was trying to pull one more copy, but it was like nah.
I mean, he's able to do like half as well as he used to, but again, it's just it all goes back to the same point I made earlier, where just the offensive power creep has just been ridiculous over the course of the past like month to 2 months. So really, I guess gimped that unit a lot. All right, so let's move on to number 6. So for number 6 for me, I actually had God of Destruction Toppo.
Yes, sir.
I was excited.
Give Toppo his respect, bro.
That just came out fairly recently.
Okay, cool. So for me,
Give that Toppo respect.
My quick
Okay.
God Toppo. A very unique character because you don't really see a lot of these characters anymore that are able to affect
Horse Rocker multis, all
We
garbage.
used to see characters like that all the time.
Yeah, that's the
Bojack
life.
Units like the Green Bardock, when he first came out, he was like the first unit to really lock you in. Like Red Vegeta was able to do it, and then they sort of stopped doing those sorts of things because they're just so like that ability of being able to lock you in. It sort of removes the main.
Bro, whenever that Green Kefla gets a Zenkai, it's gonna be a problem.
Vanish back. And so the fact that this Toppo is able to do that, and then also on top of that, his ultimate, in combination with the fact that you can't switch, means that in a meta where the best unit is blue, I feel like he actually has a pretty good spot in this meta right now, this Toppo. But on the other hand, you have the mono purple team, which comes in and like blows them out of the water with like 1 blue card. But you just got to use them smart. I think.
The thing is about this Toppo is he will do really good damage against Ultra Gogeta and the Vegeta portion of Goku Vegeta, but the problem with that as well is they just heal so much. So it's like if you don't capitalize on the kill, it's like what's even the point of even using the Toppo when you can catch a kill? Now the thing that you mostly will do with Toppo is blast card before you bring Toppo in, and then you bring Toppo in after you switch after a blast card and then rush, and then boom, you're killing off a unit. So That's the good thing about Toppo is that locking ability and stuff like that. So.
There's also situations where this guy can actually be really good against.
And then the green Broly,
catch that Vegeta in a combo. You switch into
I feel
Toppo,
like that green Broly should be a little bit higher, but at the same time, I do understand why maybe Iron King
so I think
might place
Toppo
him at
does
6.
have some good spots right now in the meta, even though he is a green character, which is kind of crazy to say because the best unit's blue. The meta right now is insane. It's like blue and purple dominated. But yeah, I think Toppo definitely is looking pretty good, so that's why I have him at number 6.
Yeah, it's funny. We both have green units as number 6, and for me, I have the Broly. Broly is some way that in the right hands could be monstrous, just because he can combo for a long time. He can also nullify cover change, which is very helpful because it feels like every character and their mother has cover change nowadays. But,
Yeah.
his blue card, I feel like it can snipe. And it nullifies endurance, if I'm not mistaken, right?
His blue card, no, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't
He doesn't
actually.
nullify endurance? Okay.
No,
yeah.
it just has blast armor.
Okay. Well, blast armor is helpful, but he's a unit that's fairly good. But I just feel like, of course, we mentioned it 100 times. Just the meta, he can be destroyed by mono purple, but he could also destroy blue ultra Gogeta. But you have to force land a combo on him and get lucky and all that type of stuff. But it's just it's difficult in this meta because you run one team, you're in a position where you might be weak to another, so you kind of got to be careful in this meta. But I feel like the Broly
I don't like using him because you keep
have
popping.
a lot of strike damage. He has plus speed, you can keep getting
Yeah,
more
that's the
plus
life.
speed as he launches strikes. And I feel like that
hurts.
Farm rushes and things like
You know
that.
how
Yeah, that's why I have him number 6.
you're like, yeah, I got a Trunks animation. Yeah, I got a Bojack
He's fair. I
animation
feel
just
like
to pull the
putting him somewhere
Broly.
in the middle is fair for this.
That's so tough.
All right, let's move on to
My mom has a
five
cover
picks.
change.
So my number 5 character.
Yeah.
Turn Power Yellow Android 17.
Yo, that 17 is.
Number 5 for me. I have the Bird Goku.
Yeah, by Bird Goku we mean yellow. Cooler's Revenge.
That 17 is nutty. Super nutty. And then Berku, obviously,
In
you
case
know.
you guys don't know what that means.
Berku is that
But
dude,
for
bro.
me, Android 17, I mean, I assume a lot of people are.
Dude, I would be livid as well, bro.
Kind of similar, actually,
Excuse
to my
me.
number 6 pick with God Toppo, because this guy's main asset that he brings to the table is being able to lock you in and kill you before you can switch. So he actually has 2 ways to do this. Number 1 is through his green card. Actually increases your sub count, I believe, by 1. So you actually can do that, and you can get like 1 hit off before they're able to switch. So you can actually use this green card and then rush the enemy, and they actually can't switch. And then the second way to do that is with his blue card. It sort of has like the same effect as that green card. So you use the blue, and the enemy pretty much has to. The current enemy that switched in at that point in time has to eat that blue card. So in a meta, like we were talking about this whole time, that's sort of been dominated by this mono purple team. He actually can be a very.
It's crazy how I'm looking at these models, right? This is a big pause moment, but why is 17 is the only character that has a thin frame compared to every other characters? All right, that's my sus moment of the day.
Very valuable asset, and on top of the fact that his main ability draws his blue card, which then locks you in, it's a pretty cohesive kit that he has going for him. He has a cover change against strike cards. He's actually fairly tanky against these blue units. He gets card draw speed with his main ability that actually lasts for the entire fight. So yeah, he's doing a lot, and then his equipment setup is actually going to be pretty good as well, with a lot of good Universe Survival Saga equipment, some good Android equipment if the team ever sees support in the future, hopefully soon.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, this unit's actually really good. I think he's aged pretty well, and that's my number 5 pick.
For me, I have the Bird Goku. Well, I just want to start off with the bat. He has one of the coolest cover changes of all time. Like he takes it like a fist to the chest and just eats it. Like that's pretty sick. In a time where mono purple is running rampant, I mentioned this 100 times.
He wanted 17 to get that cake.
He's fairly
You know?
here, as a self-respect that's not an LF. Of course, he has a green card that does the launch effect. I forget what the official term you would call it, but
AoE green card.
Yeah, AoE green card. I feel like he's just a really good strong guy. I haven't really used him, but I've seen him be used against me, seen him be used against other players, and I feel like
That Berku is amazing.
And for not being an LF, I feel like that's kind of noteworthy. I unfortunately, Christian, I don't know if you can help me out here. I don't really have too much to defend him because I personally not too familiar with his kit. But I feel like just seeing him perform, I feel like he makes the spot here at number 5 or around this area.
Yeah, for me, he's sort of a more modern take on the Angel Vegeta, which is why I have him. Well, you'll see. I have him higher on my list than I have for Angel Vegeta. He does provide like the same sort of utility that Vegeta provides, which is the ability to heal your whole team. Because he does heal your whole team whenever he switches into the battlefield. He's able to heal your whole team again whenever he uses his main ability. He actually gets card rush speed whenever your allies or other allies are hit by attacks. So he can come in with like 3 times card rush speed.
This Berku literally does like everything that you could dream of besides having endurance and revival. Dual could support in a way by healing your teammates and stuff like that. Dual could ramp up damage if he's in the back line. Dude is really, really good. He has AoE green card. He's a jack of all trades. Like, this dude is really, really freaking good.
And just combo forever. His blue card reduces sub count. He is just a very, very strong character. And on top of that, he's,
After Dark is my favorite Bleach opening. I don't remember that opening.
He's a Super Saiyan.
Funny
so
enough.
Throw him on the Bardock team, and he's just killing everything instantly. So, yeah, he's got a lot.
I'll probably listen to it.
Like you said,
like if I play the opening, I'll probably remember. Oh, that opening, but
he's a defense type character.
I don't remember that opening from the top of my head.
He does a much better job at eating damage than Angel Vegeta does, which is why I sort of have him on that same level as Angel Vegeta, but he's just like a more modern take on that same unit. So, yeah, he's a really good unit. I like that unit. One of my favorite characters in the entire game, honestly, right now is him. All right, so moving on to number 4, I actually have the green Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Giacomo trash.
Me, I actually have the Angel Vegeta.
Okay. So for me, Broly, I mean, we pretty much said everything we just say about him. For me, this Broly, the thing that sets him apart from pretty much any other unit in the game is his strike card effect.
For the Hueco Mundo arc?
Speed for 5 counts. To me,
I'll have to re-listen that opening.
Probably the single best effect we've ever seen on a strike card.
Yeah, that Broly strike card effect is crazy.
The meta is dominated by a purple based team, a mono purple team. You can actually pretty much have permanent double card rush speed with this Broly, assuming you built your team around a strike-based team that has a lot of strike cards in your deck. If you just continuously strike the enemy and string together these strike cards in the middle of a combo, you can, again, pretty much have double card rush speed all the time, which will allow you, or it should allow you, to extend a combo long enough to just be able to switch out before your enemy can even hit you once. Again, he nullifies special cover changes. His blue card hits ridiculously hard, even against blue units. Hits
yes,
really,
it does.
Hard. The one negative I would say about this character, though, and I think this is like sort of the same thing you could say about characters like LF Super Vegeta. So it's not like a major downside to this character because a lot of the best characters in the game have this, or some of them have this, is the fact that he gets stronger based on your enemy using certain cards. So he's going to be getting extra strike damage whenever the enemy uses strike cards. He's going to be getting extra blast damage when the enemy uses blast cards. So if the enemy is using tons of cards like this over and over and over again,
yo, see what? I appreciate that, bro.
So that's like one area where I don't really like the
off the video thing, but especially like when it comes to like entertainment, like I try to do my research, especially if I enjoy the entertainment, like anime. If I love a series, I'm gonna enjoy it and research it, like from the manga standpoint, from the light novel standpoint, from the mangaka, like how did they get the ideas and stuff like that. So that's why, like, in terms of like anime and stuff like that, like I'm always gonna enjoy anime and anime media, manga media, from movies, from TV series and stuff like that, and even like video games as well. Like if I enjoy the video game, I'm definitely gonna do my research about it. I might not know everything, definitely not, but at the same time, I'll do the best as I can, pretty much researching everything and making sure like I don't spread misinformation or or not giving an opinion that pretty much means nothing.
They designed.
Oh hell yeah, RDC is amazing, bro.
Again, with the card
I feel like
getting
I anybody who watches anime and watches YouTube definitely seen RDC. And Cuphead, I only played a little bit of it. I didn't play the whole game.
the blue card damage, just like the raw damage and stuff like that. The extra damage he gets against Saiyans and the healing. And
But I heard really good things about Cuphead. Like really good things.
As well, in case he doesn't have enough card draw speed already. Yeah, he's a really good character. A really good.
But I can't form an opinion on Cuphead only because I only play like an hour of it.
And we talked about him a lot before, but for me,
but based on what I played,
number 4 is just
it was really fun.
Bird Goku, I would argue, is the better unit overall. But for me, it's just I've seen Angel Vegeta just have more play in PvP. This is probably because obviously Bird Goku is more a recent unit. Maybe a lot of people didn't summon on him as much, and Angel Vegeta has been around for a long time. He's just kind of like a wall for me whenever I run on a purple team, or just in general. He reduces ki, and he has a lot of health if he's built that way. And he's kind of just a wall. And I feel like, of course, you know, if you do get that Vegeta switch in, you can get messed up. But the fact that he does have that utility of just making you not able to play the game, I guess, reducing the ki, and the fact that he can.
What's Deus Ex?
I see a lot of people just farming rushes with this guy. They kind of
is that like another
damage and farm rushes and
like
time, so
Hollow Knight / Cuphead type of game?
And I just feel that this character gets a lot of play, which is the reason why I have him so high up, more so than the Bird Goku. And that's kind of my reasoning for that.
Yeah, I think the one advantage that
I think we all were garbage
Goku is the
at video games
his main
early on.
reduces sub count by 5 like instantly like that. Whereas with Goku, you have to like use the blue card to do that. So if you really need
I think I'm still garbage with some of these games as well.
you can use that like sort of.
But I enjoy them.
Eject button with the main ability for him. Whereas with Goku, you can't really do that. So.
A
Right, so
shooter story game. That's interesting.
3 rankings here. So my number 3 is actually that cooler movie Goku. I think we pretty much said everything we have to say about him, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here. But one of my favorite.
So Goresh, top 2 is Goku Black and Zamasu and Maju. Most likely Maju for him is probably going to be number 1. I'm assuming.
Units in the game.
I'm assuming.
He's not the best character of all time, but he's certainly not the worst. I mean, number 3.
Nah, definitely check it out.
Impressive. Just, you know, aesthetically, one of my favorite characters. Kit-wise, he's just, again, I think a more modern version of Angel Vegeta, being able to sort of provide sort of the same utility that he does, but just a better unit, does more damage. You know, Blast Armor and Ultimate. He actually has an Ultimate, unlike Vegeta. And I just think a better overall character. So that's my number 3 pick.
And for me,
there's 2 of them.
17. Now, this might be kind of like wishful thinking, but unfortunately, I feel like what stifles 17 is honestly just his team. Androids is struggling right now, man. We're hungry. We're hungry for a really good unit. I haven't ran Androids in a minute, but 17 is definitely one of the best units, if not the best unit on Androids right now. You could throw him as a team leader for sure to try and snipe these pesky purple units. His blue card can do that. His green card can do that with a rush. And he gets card draw speed, like mentioned before. He locks main abilities, which is very cool for a sparking to have. I know Beerus is one of the first people to do that. And another character that I imagine we both have on this list also does.
Oob is Poppy.
But yeah, I mean the 17, he's good, man. It's just it's tough because
Oob is that dog, bro. Majub is crazy
in this season and seasons past. Honestly, you're not running into many androids right now, and it stinks. But it is what it is. But 17, I feel like has a really good kit. He's a good unit. It's just that his team is holding him back. I think that's really the main issue.
You nigga can't hold me back.
Actually, the reason why I don't have him so high on my list, I mean, he's number 5. It's not bad, but the reason why he's number 5 and not higher up is because with the leader slot update, I would love to put this guy on other teams that are not androids and that are not Universe Survival Saga. The issue with that is that he actually gets a 50% damage inflicted buff when an ally Universe Survival Saga or Android character is defeated. So you have to pretty much run them on those.
And that's the problem with exactly what Gresh said. That is the biggest problem of 17. And I wish he didn't have that. I wish it was like an ally die instead of a specific tag. Because I will run this motherfucker in almost every team. Because that's how good this freaking 17 guy is, bro. Golly. Why is it restricted? Why? Why would they do that?
What he wants.
How dare they?
So that's kind of a bummer because
were they afraid?
Were
they afraid because Mommy 18 at the time?
And because of that, I feel like his value just goes down a little bit. So I have him at number 5. You have him at number 3. Let's move on to our top 2. So for number 2 for me, I have Maju. Who do you have for number 2?
Really?
Okay, so for me, I mean, we might as
well. It doesn't matter. It's 2 and 1
as well because it's basically flip flop. I have Goku Black and Zamasu assistant number 1 and Maju at number 2, and then you have Maju at number 1, and then Zamasu assistant number 2.
Yeah.
Honestly, this could kind of go.
Yeah, like this right here, 2 and 1, like is literally interchangeable. Like these 2 units right here are the top Sparkings in the game. Like no debate. Like everything that they've done, like for Goku Zamasu and yeah, Goku Black and Zamasu, I should say. Them in future is crazy. Their unique ability where they come in and just seals your main ability. That's super crazy. On cover change, they draw a green card. They tank so much. They heal. Like they're so good. Like they're a tankier, more disruptive Vados. Like that's how good these guys are, dude. Like they're yo, these guys are amazing. And then Maju, he is everything what Fusion wanted, and then some. Like Disruptor, when he covers changes, stealing your straight card. He has endurance. He supports. AoE green card that has a fast animation. A blue card that cancels enemies' attribute upgrades. Level 2 card just be on main. He heals and lowers enemies' key when he pops the ult. Like this guy is nice. Like this guy's nice, super nice. Like Zamasu and Goku Black is everything Vados should have been. But at the same time, when Vados initial release, people didn't know how crazy she was until like a few weeks after, and I was like, no, Vados is freaking broken at the time. So, in a way, if you really think about it, Goku Black and Zamasu is the more modern Vados in a way. So,
it's very, very close.
In a
for
way,
me, I'm going to start talking about Maju first. So for Maju,
and card speed when he covers too. How could I forget?
Were, like on crack when they designed this guy's green card or something. Like, is this green card good enough? Like, what were they thinking of this? If that green card, if he did not have that green card, he would
run
even like
5 times Zenkai buff UI Goku.
Like if he had like if he had the generic
maybe.
Power green card, like,
I'll have to Zenkai Scott or Vegeta first. Mommy 18, and don't compare his daddy Zamasu to Vados. But you got to in a way, right? Because Vados is like
green card every time he switches in for the first.
Vados was like the beta.
Yep. So you know he has it
for Zamasu and Goku Black.
Fast activation. It goes off like in
so you kind of have to
fraction of a second, so you can't really react to it. Ignore special coverage.
Exactly, double card speed on cover. Crazy. Crazy.
Not only the fact that he has a green card too, but he has endurance. He's supporting the whole team with his, I think it's 15% damage inflicted for the whole team just for existing. He gets key when he switches in. He gets double card draw speed on his main ability. Like, he's honestly pretty insane if you think about it.
He heals as well, right?
On his main ability.
Does he heal allies? So. Yeah.
You might. This guy does so much that I don't even remember everything he does. But the thing as well is that the reason why I put him at number 2 and not number 1 is literally just because of the
Vados was made of support, exactly.
The Goku, the Vegeta side of the Goku and the Vegeta can incinerate Maju. Like, even if you build him tanky and defensively, like I've had builds where Maju is sitting at like 3 million HP and he's still getting rocked by that Vegeta like it's nothing. So, yeah, I mean, a ridiculously powerful unit that has a lot of utility. Yeah, he does restore ally health by 15% on his main ability, by the way. But it's tough to put him over Goku Black and Zamasu, who I'll talk about in a second. But what are your thoughts on Maju?
For me, it's just like the reason why I have him at number 1 is because I feel like he's, to me, more threatening. Just because I struggle with getting priority on him, and I always get smacked up with that green card, man. And then he nullifies cover chain, so I just got to eat whatever card he's gonna throw at me because he draws a card when that green card goes through.
Yep.
He heals. He has endurance. He can be a wall. If you catch him, of course, you can wreck him with Goku and Vegeta on a Vegeta switch with a blue card, 100%. You can one-shot him depending on how he's built. I feel like he's frustrating to fight against because who he's accompanied with the fusion characters, with of course the Ultra Gogeta and the Green Gogeta with his insane equip that makes him a monster these days. So I feel like it's just more so who he's with, what he's doing, and the fact that he could be really defensive, he could be offensive in the ways with his green card, and it's just he's an issue for me personally.
And another thing with these two being 1 and 2 is like both of them bring great synergy in their team. Like Goku Black and Zamasu, he helps This man said that? Yo, people are... I don't know. They be weird with these freaking anime characters. Man said bricked up. I said Nezuko had him bricked up, bro. Like, you're weird. You're freaking weird. But anyway, like I was saying, Goku Black and Zamasu and Maju, they both bring great synergy for their team. Like, they literally, you could literally plug and play with both of them in their team. But yeah, nah, that dude is weird.
He also locks strike cards,
bricked up,
and that he also
getting bricked up over
actually upgrades
Nezuko.
his blue.
You're fucking weird, bro.
Yeah,
So he
I forgot about that.
this unit
Get him out of here.
everything.
Yeah, he does a lot, man. He does a lot. The only thing that he doesn't do, I guess, is lock people in and like main ability locking. But yeah, pretty much a lot of things. He inflicts a paralysis too, right?
Yep.
Doesn't he? Dude, like, my goodness, like he does everything, bro.
It's like when you bring when you bring a
move on to
character
Goku
that
Black
does
and
so much
Zamasu. So
into
this, for
two
me,
other
is my
characters
number
that
one
does
pick.
so
You had
much,
them at
like
number 2.
that's just a winning formula.
So the main reason why I have this unit at number 1 on my list is
Plus, his
because,
blue card
like I
destroys
been
Dragon
talking
Ball.
about the entire
Yeah,
time,
he's
the
number
defensive side
1.
of power
Yeah.
has been very slow. There hasn't really been that many progressions in terms of units being like even more tanky than they were a few months ago. Whereas for offense, if you take a look at a unit that released like a few months ago, like dude, LF Cell came out like 2 months ago. And then, dude, look at the LS we're getting now. We're getting Goku and Vegeta and Trunks. It's like not even remote. Like the offensive firepower of Goku and Vegeta and Trunks compared to Cell is like a night and day difference.
You're triggering me, Grass. Why you gonna bring up the cell, man?
But defensively, like there's not that much of a gap, I would say, for a lot of these characters that have come out. This is like the one exception to the rule. This Zamasu and Goku Black unit. They are actually able to tank against purple characters for the first, I believe it's 30 counts of battle, because they get, what is it, like 60 or 70% reduced damage received. And they are really, really good. This unit not only does like a lot of that stuff, they lock main ability, they take away your vanishing gauge with their first green card used. They get double card draw speed when they switch in. They reduce your key by 30. I think they destroy one of their own cards and gain a green card, so they can actually force draw their vanish stealing green card.
Blocked like 30 people yesterday.
Yeah, and it's like
Oh yeah, like, bro. People are weird.
Like little damage either. They're actually doing pretty decent damage, I would say. Like their blue card hits very hard when you use that main ability with it. And on top of that, they're healing every time they switch out. The entire team. It's like Vados, but not as potent. But this unit, I felt, is probably the most well-balanced character out of all the characters we've seen released during Legends Festival. That includes, well, maybe not Goku and Vegeta. Goku and Vegeta are probably the most well-balanced character, but that includes like sort of a Trunks. I would say that they're more well-balanced. By balance, I don't mean like power level-wise. I mean in terms of offense and defense. Like they're able to eat damage and also do a lot of damage at the same time, and very rare that we see that, I think, at this point in the game's lifespan. So that's why I have them at number 1.
Yeah, I feel like that's totally fair. I'm not really too upset that you have him at number 1. I can see that argument 100%. The only reason why I didn't have him at number 1 personally is just because the damage, of course, on the blue card is crazy.
It's like the same people that like sexualize Sasuke's daughter. Like, y'all just weird, bro.
By him before, with people running him in a whatever yellow.
Like people who sexualize like all these kids' animes, like anime characters, is like, what's wrong with y'all? Now if those
at all whatsoever.
People are
they pop the green card, get rushed,
even that is like is not good, bro. It's like if you're that person who sexualizes these kid anime characters and you're the same age as like those kids anime characters, I mean, I'm not saying I'm allowing that, but for them it makes sense because they're kids at the end of the day. Their mindset is a child, and that's their age bracket, sure. But when you're like, when you're like 16 and above, and you're trying to sexualize, like,
one thing to mention too is
if you're, especially if you're adult, if you're an adult, you're just, I don't know, you're something's wrong. But like I said, if you're like 16 and above, and you're sexualizing these kids anime characters, it's like I don't know, dude.
So annoying, and it's like it makes the team almost unkillable. Like it's just really annoying.
So much health. So much health.
That she wanted to sniff and like Sasuke daughter, like that's disgusting, bro.
Since she released with Vados, and I feel like this unit is just a more modern version of Vados, similarly to how the cooler movie.
Y'all niggas is fucking weird.
Dude, these are like the same.
Y'all niggas need help.
These units fulfill the same roles as those old units do.
Go outside and touch grass, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah, because what was Vados' main issue? Right?
Stop being weird on Twitter.
Yeah,
stop being weird on Discord. Stop being weird on YouTube. Like, stop being weird on these social media platforms. Like, weirdos.
All right, so those are our individual lists. So what I'm going to do now is
some fucking goofies, bozos.
The combined list, and the way that I calculated these placements was by looking at both of our lists and just taking the average spot that each unit was listed on. So for our honorable mentions, we have the blue Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We have purple Hit, and we have the blue Android 18. Number 10 is actually a 3-way tie on the combined list.
Oh.
We have red Piccolo, purple Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan Vegito, purple Demon King Piccolo, the transforming one. Number 9, we had blue Nappa. Number 8 was red Bojack. Number 7 was the green God of Destruction Toppo. Number 6 was the yellow Angel Vegeta. Number 5 was the green Dragon Ball Super Broly. Number 3 and 4 are sort of like tied, so we're going to put those in the same sort of ranking here. Number 3 and 4 was yellow Super Saiyan Goku from the Cooler movie and yellow Android 17. And then again, number 1 and 2 was also tied because I had Zamasu Goku Black Assist as number 1, whereas he had Majub as number 1. The places were swapped. So,
like over this like me personally, I prefer Goresh's list. I tend to agree his placements more than Iron King, but Iron King, he brought up really good points and talked about why he feels like this character is in that placement in his top 10. But I think both of them did a really amazing job on their list. Like there's arguments for everything, right? But the fact that these two guys, Goresh and Iron King, are knowledgeable about the game and stated their opinions and why that these characters are placed on their tier lists, or should I say their top 10 rankings, shows like yeah, you guys have a point, bro. Like, yeah, you guys are correct. And like I stated, like any ranking or tier list, like those are always going to be opinion based, but always have an open mind when you watch videos or when you look at lists like that, especially if the people who are making the list knows what they're talking about. And I feel like, especially Goresh, both of them know what they're talking about. And yeah, overall this video has been really good.
As well. well. So there is our combined list. I think it's pretty good. I don't really see any.
He's sugar.
No, I'm pretty happy.
He's sugar.
Any last things to say before
Nah,
we
nah.
get out of here?
He
Yeah,
brought
just
out
if
valid
you ever
points,
need any
so
help,
that's why I like
on
it.
the tier list, you can make sure to hit me
I
up.
met this one guy in virtual
Pretty good
stream,
when it
and we
comes
were
to tier
good
lists,
friends.
so
And one day he
if you ever need any
started.
help again,
You have a good
just,
history
of
with
course.
them, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, just sipping
That's
over
good.
anime
So,
characters.
if you
Tough.
guys have any criticism you want to say, obviously not everyone's going to agree with our placements here. So let us know down below in the comments if you agree or disagree with our placements here. Remember, this is not counting LF characters and not counting Zenkai characters. Just characters released starting from January 1st, 2021, all the way through December 31st, 2021. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys liked the video, don't be afraid to go down below, hit that like button, subscribe. For
Don't be
more
afraid.
content just like this.
I'm afraid.
And
Nah,
we'll
I'm
see
not.
you guys all in
Hell no.
the next
The hell?
Peace, guys.
Here's your like. Why does this video have 900? Well, now it's 901, and it has 16K views. Couldn't 1,000 people like the video? Look at the first comment. Number one is obviously Rakef. Like, you know what? I agree with you, buddy. Hold on. See, this is what I did with my reaction video, right? So you go to newest first, and then you see. Look at the first comment, bro. Like, L Bozo, why be better? Y'all niggas, so young NBA YoungBoy fans. Y'all niggas, bro. Y'all niggas, bro. Y'all NBA YoungBoy fans, bro. I love Vegeta. Put on a triple health equip, and he still tanks. I think Bojack is better than God Toppo. Number one, baby Vegeta. Yes, sir. Berku, aka he saved a bird and said, screw this cooler guy. I killed his brother. Let me get him next. I hope that Android 21 will... Nah. Where is Yellow Khalifa? Yellow Khalifa? Huh? Hell no. Ain't no way. SSB Vegito Purple is the worst unit in the game. Hold on, no. Wait. Somebody misinterpreted the video. Man said Gogeta Blue is probably the best H unit in my opinion. No Zenkai, no bus equipment, going from mid unit to a way better one right now. So here's the thing. This list is called non-LF, non-Zenkai, right? And if you want to take account of LFs, then technically, out of the LFs, Future Hunt is the best way age unit from these LF characters, because man went from okay, decent to literally being a top 10 unit in the game. So no, it's not Gogeta Blue. Let's keep going. I'm gonna look at a few more comments, and then I'm gonna end the stream. This man's a troll. He said, in my opinion, VB Purple is the second best. VB. Oh shit. Nah, man. I disagree with basically every placement on Iron King's list. There's no way every placement. Dude, I mean, his list, like I said, he has valid points on his list, and the fact that like the list is so like you could interchange them. Like it's not as serious as this guy is making it sound. Type that. Really disappointing. Like I prefer Garesh's list too, but at the same time, it's like it's not that serious, bro. Nah, Iron King, he did a good job. He make more. Well, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Ryuda's that boy, man. It's just that, Ryuda, he's focusing on his second channel, his second main channel, and stuff like, not second main, but like second channel. He's focusing on that. He's a programmer, so it's like he has to work on that, and plus he also does probably behind the scenes stuff for 5ix9ine. So his free time is probably very limited. Excuse me. I'm assuming though. Where's Boo Tanks? Yeah, where is Boo Tanks? Too bad he came out in 2020. And I think yeah, but the thing is about, hold on. The thing is about the Green Broly, I'm not saying like Green Broly, 17 should be over that Green Broly, but I don't think that take is horrible. I don't think that take is horrible. But yeah, I'm gonna end the stream off here. Thank you for watching. For those who's gonna watch the VOD, I appreciate you watching the VOD. Shout out to T Water, you know what I'm saying? Always coming to my stream, always supporting the boy. I appreciate that. Appreciate homie as always. Link to the original video will be down in the description below once this VOD is up on YouTube. And subscribe if you're new. Leave a like. I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers this year, man. Trying to hit that monetization, you know what I'm saying? And other than that, I'm out. You guys have a good one. Stay safe and stay hydrated.